Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to cover 6 latest defense updates. So let's start. Number 1, how India's S-400 air defense system shows lethal edge against sophisticated aerial threats. The Indian Air Force S-400 Triumph air defense system has proven its exceptional capabilities during Operation Sindhu, registering an unprecedented 55% interception rate. In a remarkable display of precision, the system neutralized 6 hostile aircraft, including a critical high-value asset, by firing only 11 missiles. Modern aerial warfare involves electronic jamming, saturation strikes, and low-altitude evasion tactics, making high percentage interceptions incredibly difficult. The S-400, originally designed by Russia's Almaz Ante to track stealth aircraft, ballistic missiles and drones at ranges of up to 400 kilometers, clearly overcomes these modern hurdles with its advanced multi-function radar arrays. It is heavily driven by the rigorous training of Indian personnel and the seamless incorporation of the S-400 into the nation's broader integrated air defense network. The Russian origin platform operates in tandem with indigenous early warning systems and other domestic missile shield, such as the Akash and medium-range surface-to-air missiles Barak-8, to create an impenetrable multi-layered airspace. Eliminating 6 targets, notably one of high strategic value, highlights the system's capacity to identify, prioritize, and destroy critical threats deep within highly contested zones. Next, DRDO targets 2029 production readiness for Vikram VT-21. The DRDO is charting a clear path towards the 2029 production of the Vikram VT-21 advanced armored platform. Unveiled on April 25, 2026 at the Vehicle Research and Development Establishment in Ahilyanagar, Maharashtra. This next-generation combat vehicle marks a crucial milestone in upgrading the Indian Army's mechanized forces, remarkably transitioned from concept to prototype in just 3 years after a public-private partnership with Tata Advanced Systems Limited and Bharat Forge. The vehicle features both tracked AAPTR and 8x8 wheeled variants. The dual variant strategy ensures the platform can meet a wide array of battlefield demands, from intense frontline engagements to rapid urban deployments. A standout element of the Vikram VT-21 is its entirely indigenous unmanned 30 mm turret, representing a major leap forward from traditional manned weapon stations. The remote control system is complemented by a 7.62 mm PKT machine gun designed to neutralize infantry threats. Furthermore, the turret is equipped to launch advanced third-generation anti-tank guided missiles such as indigenous fire and forget Nag Mk2. The robust arsenal allows the platform to effectively destroy everything from enemy foot soldiers to heavily fortified tanks, all without exposing the crew. Next, DRDO successfully concludes development trials of UAV launched precision guided missile V3. DRDO has successfully completed the final deliverable configuration development trials of unmanned aerial vehicle launch precision guided missiles V3 in air-to-ground and air-to-air modes at DRDO test range near Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh. The trials were carried out using an integrated ground control systems to command and control the ULPGM weapon system. The GCS, that is ground control system, features state-of-the-art technologies to automate readiness and launch operations. DRDO has partnered with two production agencies, Bharat Dynamic Limited Hyderabad and Adani Defence System and Technologies Limited Hyderabad, for the development and production of the missiles. The system has been integrated on UAVs developed by New Space Research and Technologies Bengaluru for current trials. The ULPGM missile has been developed by Research Center Imarat Hyderabad as the nodal lab along with other DRDO laboratories, namely DRDL Hyderabad, Terminal Ballistic Research Laboratory, Chandigarh, and High Energy Materials Research Laboratory, Pune. Next, Challenge Shield Jammer Pod by Data Patterns nears major air trials on IAF Su-30 MKI fighters. Data Patterns India Limited, a prominent defense electronic firm based in Chennai, has announced a crucial milestone for its homegrown Taloshield aircraft self-production jammer pod. During their fourth quarter earnings call for the 2025-26 financial year, company representatives revealed that the system is approaching operational readiness and that live flight trials are scheduled to begin shortly. The development provides a clearer timeline for one of India's most critical airborne electronic warfare initiative. Because complex electronic defense systems demand extensive validation and certification before active duty, the company anticipates the airborne testing phase will take between 1.5 and 2 years. To facilitate this rigorous evaluation, the Indian Air Force has agreed to temporarily allocate a Su-30 MKI fighter jet. The Talon Shield is a sophisticated self-protection system custom built to fulfill the IAF's urgent need for modern electronic countermeasures against advanced radar-guided weaponry. It is specially designed to phase out the heavier legacy Russian-made SAP-518 jammer pods currently equipped on the Su-30 MKI fleet. Next, NATO plans first cross-border sensor-to-shooter test. NATO Allied Land Command plans to carry out a sensor-to-shooter test event between at least two member states from Central and Eastern Europe by the end of 2026. Targeting and other data will be passed between them via the Alliance Eastern Flank Deterrence Initiative Digital Backbone. Brigadier Chris, Deputy Chief of the Staff Transformation and Integration, told Janes on 12th May in Latvia. We are trying to create the first NATO event where we achieve the sense to shoot cross-boundary, Brigadier Jens said. One-way effectors or any UAVs don't allow national boundaries, and so we are trying to create a challenging scenario with data passed between at least two nations. The EFDI digital backbones is in design and development with coding experts from different nations working closely with industry partners and NATO for the past 3 months. According to the brigadier, outlined some of the steps around an acoustic sensor detecting a UAV in a NATO member's airspace. The first step is figuring out what happens with the raw data. Then there is a question of processing that data, followed by the passing of the data to a potentially neighboring country. And the final step is around the speed, which a response can be generated to counter the UAV. Next, Australia to begin Collins-class submarine life of type extension. Canberra has announced the start of a life of type extension program for the Royal Australian Navy's Collins-class submarines. Australia's Minister for Defence Richard Marles and Ministry for Defence Industry Pat Conroy said in a joint statement on 19 May, the program will commence with HMAS FarmComp with work to begin end May 2026. It will involve a conditions-based sustainment approach that retain core platform components while upgrading critical combat and weapons system, the statement said without elaborating. This will reduce engineering and scheduled risk and ensure the Collins class remains a formidable deterrent for years to come. The statement added, the LOTE program will be delivered by Australian government-owned ASC. In addition to work that is starting on FarmComp, the program will also prioritize sustainment on later build boards such as HMSAS Rankin. The Collins class comprises 6 diesel-electric attack submarines that were built in Australia between 1990 and 2003. Lead vessel HMAS Collins was commissioned into service in July 1996, with the remaining boats entering service between 1998 and 2003. Developed to replace the Rance Oberon class submarines, the Collins class was designed for long-range operations across Australia's 2 ocean marine approaches. The boats are used on a Swedish Kockums designed but incorporate extensive Australian industry input and modifications to meet specific operational requirements. Each submarine displaces approximately 3,100 tons surfaced and about 3,400 tons submerged, with an overall length of roughly 77 m. The class is powered by diesel-electric propulsion, enabling a maximum submerged speed of around 20 knots and a range of about 11,500 miles when surfaced. Thank you.